Good now, revolutionaries, and welcome to Rise Up After Dark. Good evening, good now, guten tag. Good to see you, everybody. It's another Wednesday night, June 17th, and it's your place where we're going to BYOB, DYOR, let our hair down, hang out with our friends, expert guests, the friends of the show who come through. You just never know who it's going to be, and I'm so glad that you're here with us tonight. Alex, Will, I want to ask you how you are in a second, right after I say, please join me in welcoming, for the very first time on Rise Up After Dark,
I am a big fan of this.
New friend of the show. She is a comedian. She is creator of Crypto Castle and Crypto Class of 2015. Let's go. Please welcome Viv Ford.
Thank you, Evan. Wow, Crypto Class of 2015. I like how that sounds. Old and ancient and weathered.
Ancient and weathered. 11 years.
I'm amazed your hair isn't grayer.
It's called dyeing it. Yeah.
How you doing tonight? Where are you joining the show from?
I'm joining from Newark Airport, the one and only, in New Jersey, as I prepare to fly to Paris, France tonight. And I'm on the floor right now, very comfortable. Currently just in the terminal with not much going on. So why not join a live stream?
You know, there's actually so much background noise that it's become a separate track where we have a mixture of airline announcements and random
crying,
people tripping on stuff, crying, babies, like who knows? It could be anything.
All mixed in with the light music that we always have in the background, and I think it's a perfect melody.
Turns out what night driving was missing was a crying baby.
Yeah.
Well, Viv, we're glad you made time to join us. The people in podcast land can't see, but it's one of the better studio setups I've ever seen. I don't think we've ever had anybody join us while waiting for a flight. And really, I'm honored you make time because, you know, it's tough. But I'd love for you to tell us how you got here, who you are, what you do. But first, I got to know, Alex, Will, have you ripped any packs since I saw you last? Did you tell Viv about your new little hobby?
Of course, because we talked to everyone about this now, Evan. It's the first thing we mentioned.
My new personality, dude.
I'm wearing a brand new Pokemon shirt that I ordered. So yes, the addiction is strong, but I have not purchased or ripped any new packs since last night.
All right.
Maybe we can give one. Maybe we can give one away. I'd send someone one during the stream if they restock the gachas.
If you send it to someone in stream, I will blow up a whole bunch of bot accounts, spin up a whole bunch of wallets, and I will take that. I will get it.
Yeah, he will.
Oh, that's awkward because you're paying for it. I volunteered it to seem nice, but it's Will's money.
Damn it, it's always my money.
Yeah.
How did this happen?
That's the thing. If you need anything, just let us know. It's on Will.
Damn it.
Well, increasingly, I hear he's using his Rise Up paycheck to spend his money on collecting.
It's the perfect time to
So
buy.
I think he's spending responsibly. I think he's spending responsibly, maybe more than you, although you just happen to be lucky and Linda Popovich's son. I also know you happen to extend your perp trading win streak to a perfect 5-0 record. Congratulations.
That's true.
That's pretty cool.
You know, it's not easy being one with the markets the way that I am. I'm certainly not just guessing and hoping for the best and repeatedly getting lucky. And at some point, I should probably just quit while I'm ahead. Take my own advice, hey. But I don't know. In the name of science.
What is the fun in that? God.
Whatever's in retrograde is working for you, Alex. Just collect the jar, bury it in the dirt, let it gather that moon energy, and consume it whenever you need luck, I suppose.
I am a big fan of this.
Yeah, moon energy. The moon continues to prevail, and we would love to hear more from you. What are you thinking about? What's causing you consternation? And hey, every time you hear this sound, it means somebody that's speaking or somebody that we're speaking about has just received a point, colloquially known as a ding. That sound means somebody speaking or somebody we're speaking about has lost a point, colloquially known as gwump. No correct way, no wrong way to spell it. And if you want to join the fun, the conversation, where the show never dies, the place to go with all the friendly folks is community.rumshq.com. And Viv has some websites too. I've got them on the screen. VivFord.com.
Wow.
Easy peasy.
Look at that. Professional.
Look at you. I'm amazed you got your full name. I think it was the move.
Yeah, I just decided to be Viv Ford everywhere, you know?
Yeah. There are not a lot of Viv Fords that I know.
There really aren't. There really aren't. I met a Vivi at a comedy club last week, and I was Vivi till 18, and then I matured and went to Viv, but decided not to tell her that, you know?
Let her have her own growth journey.
Yeah. I was like, you do it on your own time.
So, crypto class of 2015. And has that fueled your comedy career? Is it sort of like a if I didn't laugh, I would cry thing? Or how's that going for you? And how did it happen?
Yeah, the crypto is the reason I'm in comedy. In 2015, I moved to San Francisco, and I accidentally moved into a house called the Crypto Castle with 14 crypto bros and myself. You guys hearing that beautiful background noise of that woman speaking, or is it still audible?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's good. She's not overpowering you.
Okay, you
It
tell me when
adds
she
to
starts.
the ambiance.
Okay,
No.
cool. That's right. I bring you on all of my journeys. That's the joy of it all. But yeah, so I moved into this house, which was an absolutely wild experience. And I lived there for 4 years. When I moved in, Bitcoin was 250. When I left, Bitcoin had hit 20K and crashed again. And I was like, man, there's a story here. I got to do a story with this. And so I ended up doing an hour-long solo comedy show. I had a lot of improv and sketch experience. I was like, that'll be the thing to do. Did that, toured that around the world for a year. And then TV producers came to me and they were like, oh, you should make this into a TV show. So I was like, all right, the story continues. So we fundraised from Roman Coppola's company called Decentralized Pictures, which is focusing on like democratizing film funding. We shot that in July of last year. We put the first 2 episodes out on YouTube. The rest will stream on DCP, the platform. And then that literally just kind of like jump-started me into comedy of just like, okay, this is now what I'm doing. I quit my job in December and I've just been doing comedy shows. I'm going to Paris to do comedy shows and the sort.
Excellent. You guys want to see it? I have the trailer pulled up. This is something that our friend Angie, illustrious, mysterious friend of the show, Angie showed me, I don't know, a couple months ago, maybe in Denver, and she just couldn't say enough positive things about it, said Viv was, really sharp, really funny, and then made it possible for us to hang out and meet together. We spent time at Soho House together and got to hear all about it. I was really delighted. I thought it was very funny, and I haven't seen the show yet, but I've got a little clip. So here we go. This is the trailer. Is that right for this show, Crypto Castle?
Correct.
Okay, hang on. Here it comes.
In Bitcoin.
Let me start you fresh.
Viv. Rent. In Bitcoin.
Has anyone seen my DMT vape pen?
I was raging all night. Pretty sure I met my future ex-wife.
You have a kid?
She's like 7. Well, no, she's a hard 7.
Crypto is the greatest tool mankind has ever made for actual economic freedom.
Do you even believe in it?
Believe in what?
Why are you even at the Crypto Castle if you don't know what crypto is?
I saved Viv from living in a closet in the Tenderloin. Living off an intern salary can be brutal.
Intern, aren't you like 40?
Such an asshole.
There's 2 types of people in this world. People who rip each other off and losers.
You're gonna freaking beg me to join my country? No uggos, no oldies.
Dang. Okay. No uggos, no oldies. Crypto Castle, ladies and gentlemen.
That's it.
Before we move too much past what we were talking about right before that, though, why comedy in Paris?
Well, my sister lives in France, and I have a lot of family in France. And it just so happens that when you do comedy in New York, people think you do comedy well. That's not true, but great. And so, yeah, so you can just book clubs in Paris. And it's always really fun to do comedy in other cities. A lot of my content is obviously like New York specific, and I tried to veer away from too much crypto specific. And, people love to hear about dating stories in New York. So I'm just like, cool, let's go hit up some clubs in Paris and see what the vibe is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right. Let's just hit up some clubs in Paris, guys. I think it could be the move.
I wouldn't be mad.
I've always said that.
No, I always
Always said that.
Famously, you always say that. That's true. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about these bike videos. I saw them on your Instagram. That was the first social I found. And I see you are like quite the biker and videoer. My friend Chloe Radcliffe does a comedy biking thing. Is that like, is that hard to do? Do you find? I've never made a video on a bike before, and I fear in New York it would be dangerous.
Well, so first of all, as you know, Chloe and I are bike buddies, a hilarious woman. It's not like everyone's always like, wear a helmet. And I'm like, you guys don't understand. I'm going literally 1 mile per hour. I have, like, someone should film me making the video. That's almost more hilarious and embarrassing. I take off my helmet, I put it on the side, I like look around, I do a quick little vid, and then I pull over and I put it back on. It's like, it is such a quick thing. It's just like, but the views are higher when you don't have a helmet. So I don't know what to tell you, socials, you know? But no, it's I think I also love biking. I bike everywhere, and it's like a very easy thing to just be on a bike and be like, I gotta make a video. It's like a nice cue of then like, all right, cool, upload a video. So yeah, I just get on a bike and I yap, and hopefully something funny comes out of it.
Nice.
You know, the part that makes me nervous about it preemptively for you is that the only other content I've seen involving a bike in New York City is that guy who is just so violent on the bikes in the bike lane. And I'm just like imagining myself accidentally stepping in front of, like, I had this thought, this irrational fear the whole time we were in New York City for ETHConf was like, I'm going to accidentally walk into the bike line. He's going to come around the corner and he's going to kill me.
Yeah, totally. The other bikers, I will say, are the ones who are the most annoyed with me, and I get it. It's annoying to be behind me while filming a bike, but I'm also on a city bike, which weighs 5,000 pounds. They know I'm not going to be going fast, and I do try to time it out so like no one's really near me. It's a whole process.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It takes a lot of courage to do it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Matt says, bro, I hate that guy.
Yeah.
You imagine, like, it would be really funny though if you were doing one of yours and he like came out from either behind the screen or behind you and past you.
Dude, I think I should collab with him. That sounds great.
That could be the move.
Could be the move.
That's the move.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we've got dings for Crypto Castle, for night driving, for Viv Ford, for the Coppola Film Fund. Tell me what that was called again.
It's called Decentralized Pictures. It's actually really cool. They're working on democratizing film funding. And so Roman Coppola, who's the son of Ford Francis Coppola, who made The Godfather, got pretty into crypto, started this company with this guy, Leo Matchett. And they were building on Base before Base said, actually, no artists, TYSM. But before that,
Turns out it's not for everybody.
Yeah, it's not for everyone, and it's definitely not for people who lose money.
We lied.
Yeah. But they were building on Base. Now I'm not sure. I think they might still be building on Base, but they have to do a lot more of their own stuff. But the whole idea is like, if you make a video, you put it on Decentralized Pictures, and then someone shares it and stuff, like, can the people who are sharing it also make some money from sharing it? And then like the revenue split is much more equitable is the idea behind it.
That's seriously cool. Jeff Rascal had a follow-up question about the guy on the bike. He said, are we talking about the guy with the howling dog on his bike? And Bearded said, no, this guy rides around yelling, wrong way, assholes. So can we get a fact check yourself, brother?
Yep. Yeah, or also it's just like seeing a person who's not using a bike in the bike lane and yelling, nice bike, at whoever they are with whatever they're doing. I'm waiting for like my similar Boston story to happen with this guy where like he goes past some paramedics loading somebody in, or like a fire engine that's like touching the bike lane and he still yells at the first responders. I guarantee he would do it.
Matthew says, can we get a guam for him? What's his name? Bike lane guy?
I don't know. Asshole on a bike.
Asshole.
Every New Yorker ever.
My algorithm, once again, is very different from everybody else's. I've gotten none of this.
I think this guy, you just have to be one of those chronically online people to have run into. He's everywhere. I feel like he's algorithmically agnostic. He's one of those that like just kind of pops up for everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Viv, so I got to ask you about the crypto thing again. The Crypto Castle probably gave you a particular kind of experience, but now you're into, Coppola's Decentralized Film Fund. That's a very different type of crypto. And I'm just curious what you're obviously creating media and content, but what else you're paying attention to or spending your time doing that interests you in the blockchain space, the crypto space, or, adjacent art space.
Totally. So I think the real benefit of being in the Crypto Castle so early was that I was there when crypto was still subculture, before it had become mainstream. And that was such a fascinating thing to be around. It was like these guys didn't care about the money. These guys just cared about the decentralization aspect. Vitalik Buterin was building Ethereum on our couch. Like it wasn't Vitalik building Ethereum who was then going to become a, insanely rich person. It was just like, oh no, what if we could have decentralized power? How cool would that be? And I think what's become really interesting is, I lived in the crypto castle for 4 years. I worked for actually a self-driving car startup called AI. I was not doing crypto. I left that, and then I worked for a crypto company for 4 years. So I was like slowly I went the opposite way of AI to crypto, not crypto to AI. But I kind of like, what I love to find and what I think is happening now in the media space is this like power shift of like where actually lies the power. And I think that in media too, like, NFTs were a really interesting moment, and I think unfortunately they were a bit of a scam for a lot of artists who like didn't understand what they were doing and ended up just like losing money on this stuff. And it was like this promise of like, oh my god, Beeple just sold his thing for $60 million. You can probably do the same tomorrow. It's like, actually no, you can't, and you'll lose money, so don't even try. And I think that like kind of the joy right now of like this potential crypto art merger moment is like, no one believes it to be true. No one believes it should happen. That's the best moment to be in, because you don't have these people that are trying to just like take all the money from whatever project they can. You just have people that are like, oh, what would happen actually if we could build a decentralized streaming platform? What would that look like? What would happen if like even Instagram, like Instagram is really centralized. If Instagram decides tomorrow that my account doesn't matter, I lose brand deals. That's kind of shitty, right? Like, what does this look like for this centralization to be slowly taken away and given more power to the individual, to the user, much like crypto has wanted for a decade, but really lost its course in the ICO boom, even I'd say in the NFT boom, and now for sure in this TradFi kind of shifting over. It's like, what does it look like to actually go back to the basics in art, in making this kind of film world go more into the power and hands of the artist?
I hope so. I'm sick of, $60,000 JPEG get rich quicksters.
Yeah.
We never advertised it properly. Like you said, it was always a money-making scheme and never like an IP protection tactic or like an anti-piracy tool or an anti-theft measure
thing.
Real loyalty. It was always about just like the hey, you're an artist. Have you ever wished that you could build a pyramid scheme with really little friction? Boy, howdy, do we have the tool for you. And I can't help but think like the whole thing would have worked out so much better, including for those guys, had we just sold the tech appropriately. Because the shitty part is that, I say this all the time, I will die on this hill. NFTs, that like specific method of tokenization is still, to me, the coolest thing that's like ever been singularly created. I'm obsessed with it. It's so cool. And it was done so dirty. And now I literally just sound like an absolute snake oil salesman when I'm still walking around saying, I wish they would come back.
Well, I think it is so cool. And I think like the bummer too is like, there's this saying about gentrified neighborhoods, which is like, first come the gays, then come the artist. First come the artists, then come the gays, then come everyone else. Oh, no. And like crypto's the same, right? Where it's like, it hasn't been open to everyone. So I think that like the idea that like artists could get involved was like, oh my God, is this the first step to it being for everyone else? And it's like, no, actually, we totally, not at all. It was the complete incorrect way to go about it. And it just kind of like ruined this moment of like, oh, can crypto actually help anyone else except for the 20-year-old high school dropout who happens to know about Bitcoin, So
turns out the answer is yes. Also billionaires.
Billionaires. You're right. High school dropouts and billionaires are really set for this market.
I will say too, it's June, it's Pride Month. The cypherpunk movement, it's not like defined entirely by it, but it attracted a disproportionate number of very notable queer figures, trans developers.
Totally.
Like it's definitely got a legacy of attracting all kinds of people who have been otherized. So it's a movement. That's exciting. And I hate that we lose sight of it. I feel like we're giving something good up.
We're looking at it though, like very tunneled. We're like super in it and we're living it second by second. I think, give it a little bit, zoom back out, in geological time, this is but a blink of an eye and, it'll get there eventually.
Also, it's like everything works in pendulums, right? So you have extreme swings to one side and you're never really in the middle for very long. And so right now, where I feel like we're at that tail end swing that's starting to come back a bit, where it's like super corporatized and very, very centralized. And now it's starting to swing a little bit back, like that momentum I feel like we're still on this side for sure, but I do feel like the momentum's starting to head back the other way. And it'll end somewhere different than what it was of the anti-culture, disenfranchised, power to the people movement that it was when crypto first started. and it'll be somewhere else. It's going to be somewhere more so in the middle. But I've said this before whenever we talk about this, like the beauty of decentralized technology is that you can have the billionaires at Wall Street and the White House and governments all come in and do what they will. They have so much money that they'll just make things their way. But with the decentralized nature, people can always build grassroots movements and solutions and build things for the people, by the people. And that'll always be there. And it's one of the beautiful things because those big corporations will come in and they always try to own everything. But the thing is it's literally impossible for them to own everything in this space.
Well, actually, it's not. I mean, like, it is, but it isn't, right? Like, but I think that's almost the wrong mentality. I almost think it's like, by the people, for the people is how we got into this mess to begin with. We have to just be honest about what we're doing here. And the truth is, when will we be excited about blockchain? Like, the underlying technology of blockchain is powerful because it takes power away from centralized, like, you know, whatever, resources, companies, whatever. But the true beauty of the blockchain is if someone's logging into their Chrome browser or something and they have no idea that all of their passwords are encrypted on chain. They don't even need to know. It has just made it safer and easier for them to use this new technology. Because it's like convenience will drive success forever and always. I don't need the whole world knowing about crypto at all. I don't even think they want to, and I don't blame them at all. I wish I didn't know what I know. But it's like, what would be so cool is if it's just like so naturally integrated into the world where it's just so convenient, where it becomes the more convenient option. Once it becomes the more convenient option for people to use, now you've actually entered like a more kind of distributed power system, I think, that everyone who has been in crypto for a while is like hungry to see.
Correct. I want to ask you though, in light of what we often hear, there's a comment coming from WSM Builds on TikTok. Hello, good to see you. Who wants to know something a lot of people ask us when they hear us talking about crypto. It's how much do you need to start learning and investing? A lot of people, it is notorious as currency. So I encourage people to think about it as in an open way and learn the applications of it, but really to approach it like a medium for making meaning, like language or like money. But I always like to address questions like that from people who say, I am new, because that's what they hear.
Totally.
Glad to hear from you, Viv, and anybody on this for WSM Builds.
Yeah, I'll just say quickly, like, you know, I think the age-old explanation of how to invest is invest in the things that you like. And like 60 years ago when someone would like buy Heinz ketchup, that was like a really easy thing to tell them because they knew Heinz ketchup. They're like, I really like this ketchup. I'm going to buy stocks of this. Cool. I actually don't think it's any different with crypto. You don't actually need any money to invest in crypto. You have to just understand what aspect of crypto you find the most interesting. If you find privacy the most interesting, then you should be looking into privacy chains like Alio, like 0x. No, not 0x. Jesus, that token's tanking. What are they called? They're called something else. My friend, Risk Zero. Like, you know, you choose the lane you're interested in. If you want to, like, Boys Club is a really unique, weird lane. If you're like into kind of like internet memes, moments, whatever, and then this crypto spin, that's a really good angle. So it's just like, what are you actually interested in? Guaranteed there is that in crypto that you can then just like follow that line down. I don't think learning about crypto is investing in crypto at all. I think learning about crypto is just like understanding what's going to pull you anyway, and then going towards that thing and just learning everything about that thing. And then if that's interesting to you, cool. Maybe there's then the next step, which is like, I'm going to learn about Bitcoin because it's interesting that they're talking about the blockchain for this, or Ethereum because they're building on Ethereum for this protocol, whatever. But like, start with your interests. The rest will come.
I want to share really quickly on the screen. This is the Boys Club newsletter malware. Since you mentioned Boys Club, this is at boysclub.beehive.com. This is their latest issue. I know that Dina, who's over there doing an excellent work as a broadcaster and also a writer, puts a lot of work into most of these, and look at the Diet Coke branding. It's great. I had a really good talk with Miranda from Boys Club in New York at Octant's Pickleball match with Matthew. Shout out. We were talking about media and how we tell stories to consumers. We were talking about people wanting to learn about crypto and technology and how we help people who are older, especially in our conversation, like her mother. But I just am so excited for people doing something for a particular audience and doing it so well. Their writing is excellent. Their video content is great.
Like,
And they're
how hilarious is that tweet? That's also so true. I mean, for goodness sakes, I cook everything on high too. It's just so like the internet that you needed. The TLDR is right there.
Yeah, exactly. I would encourage you to check it out. It's great. And we love the people at Boys Club. We love the boys. Guys, I don't know if you have anything to add, talking to someone like WSM Builds who wants to know, how much do I need to start? How do I start investing? Just new to crypto.
I feel like my answer on this changes from time to time because I know you're looking to make money as an investor. The first thing I guess I'm going to go back to my usual answer, which is before you invest a single penny, unless you really want to get started, in which case take the money you want to invest, buy stable coins, and keep them there on a centralized exchange to start. You'll start earning interest more than your savings account would ever give you. Okay. And now in the meantime, then I'd say go learn about like why Bitcoin was a big deal when it first came out and like what its main application and use case is today as like a digital gold, but also as a means of commerce. And so understand like where this all started first, why Bitcoin is revolutionary in terms of commerce, in terms of like a monetary value. Start there. And then from there, you can build. And just like Viv mentioned, you can go into a whole bunch of different avenues that you're most interested in. If you're most interested in the world of decentralized finance, so having easier access to money, banking the unbanked, being able to lend and borrow and get APY on things, there's a number of DeFi cryptos you could start to investigate and potentially invest in. Maybe it's Web3 gaming. That part of the industry is down real bad, but it's my personal favorite still. It's Alex's personal favorite. I love it, right? You could go down that, right? There's a bunch of different areas you could go down. So then spend some time before you invest and take a look at what those are and learn about those as well. And then before you invest a penny, start to ask yourself, is there anything that any of these projects that are doing, is it genuinely useful? Is it actually getting adoption amongst its targeted audience? And then you can start getting into like charting and TA, which is an entirely different skill set to see if there's strength on the chart, right? But at the end of the day, if you want to invest in something that is getting adoption, making money, and that you think is being a disruptor in the space and providing real advantages for people, that's something that you could potentially invest in. Now, does that necessarily mean that's going to be the best performing crypto or it's going to go up? No. Cryptocurrency, as Alex often says, is venture capitalism to like the extreme. Like you are an angel investor and it is very, very, very risky. And just because a business does well does not necessarily mean that crypto is going to do well. But if you are looking to invest, to summarize my answer, learn about why Bitcoin's important. Meanwhile, your stablecoins will earn interest. Find a couple things you're really interested in the space. Take some time to learn about those and the big players in there. And then, maybe even before you invest, take your stablecoins, a really small bit of it, and bring it on chain. Like learn how to get a wallet, fill it up, learn how to actually use some of these applications so that you can really get to know and feel if it's actually useful and if it's something you want to invest in. Then finally look to invest. And maybe that's something like, again, if you're really interested in DeFi, top DeFi crypto right now, Hyperliquid, take a look at that. Start at that real quick. If you're looking at Web3 gaming, I don't know, look at something like, I guess it's hard to pick one, but like Immutable X is like a good one to start with, I think. Yeah, Wanderers, a few others there, but that would be my recommendation as to how to start. Do you need to know coding is the follow-up question? No, you do not need to know coding unless, of course, you want to build in the space. Like if you have an interest in coding, I would recommend starting with JavaScript for simple web page coding to then elevate into I'm having a brain fart.
Smart contracts.
Solidity.
Solidity.
And then go into Solidity, which is the main language for building on Ethereum. And then you can start there if you're interested in building, or you can head to Matana and they can help you out.
Yeah, Matana is the place to go. We have friends there like Zara. Matana.io is the link. They have career boot camps that you can attend for like, a couple of weeks or months that have gotten really successful job placement. They have a lot of assistance resources. And for you, tell them you're with us, they'll just talk to you. You can book a call with them. Get to know what free resources they offer. There's plenty of people who are friends of the show too, like hang around in the comments, hang around in the community, and look for people who are building stuff. I just saw an update from Carla, You might know her handle is Carla God in the community, and she's got something I'm excited to check in with. She just launched a product. So much good stuff happening. And if you ask questions, people will be friendly and answer. That's the best part I feel like about the crypto movement is people are friendly. Alex is vibe coding stuff all the time and he can't code. What is the last thing you built? Where's my Pokemon card generator from Poof?
Listen, that thing is...
Where's that tax app you've been working on?
You've been poofing today?
Did you poof
Viv,
today?
do you know that everybody should poof once a day? It's regular.
Yeah, I think I know, but I also, yeah, I'm going to say for sure. Yeah.
That is the correct answer. Okay, so first of all, the Pokemon thing is just like a way higher load than anyone's anticipating, and I just simply am not willing to spend the money to do it right now, because it's a thing that you prompt to create to prompt heavier things, and it's just like you could just use Dolly for it. To be very honest, it's 1,000 times easier. The most recent thing that I don't think this really constitutes vibe coding, and we don't have to dig into it because it's ridiculous, but was this, which is super fun and also depressing. It's an interactive module that you can use to illustrate to yourself exactly how convoluted the web of the US government and about a dozen companies with regards to the AI industry are connected to each other. And you can visualize all sorts of things. Like, first of all, you can sort all these little companies together here. So there's Apple can come down here with Meta and OpenAI and XAI and Anthropic.
Wait, you built this?
Yeah. Well, Claude did. I just helped. And
he just said, make no mistakes. One line prompt.
Make no mistakes.
It actually was a lot of back and forth because it kept getting little stuff wrong, but we got there in the end. So you have all like the chips manufacturers, and you got all like the big companies that are selling infrastructure to all of these companies. The gray ones are the AI companies, and then SoftBank is over here just reaping the rewards, and then the government's over here just screwing everything up. And then you can draw all the connections, like who's investing in who. Okay, well, great. They're all investing in OpenAI and Anthropic, and then okay, that's interesting. Who's currently feuding with each other or competing? So these are all competing with these, but they're also all investing in each other.
Is this updating in real time? Like, is it reading through the news to update this?
No, I have to do it manually. But
Okay.
this is fresh as of this morning. And then also these ones are suing each other right now. And then also these ones have active government contracts right now. And then also these are all the ones that sell products to all of these other ones. So as you can see, it's a really easy to understand and simple to parse through, not convoluted or psychotically demented map at all. And the AI industry is fine, and there's nothing to worry about.
Eric says, this is a circle jerk. Dude, seriously.
That's what I've been saying. I'm
Even
glad
though you did build this with AI, so we got to put
Oh yeah, I built
Alex,
it with,
you need to go in here.
I should make myself a bubble because I built it with this one. Look at this. Look at all the stuff that's following Anthropic around. They're like the belle of the ball. They're being sued. They're being feuded with. They're being sold to. They're being bought from.
This is so satisfying.
They're being fired. It's crazy. And they also built this map to demonstrate how screwed up the whole thing is. So that's what I did.
Colloquially known as the Tangle.
Yes, that's the Tangle.
It's going to be taken down tomorrow. Don't worry. They're going to be like, this was too much power for one person. No way.
Banned by the government.
Alex, but can you, in the interest of our audience that wants to know some more like level 2 AI stuff like this, I would consider this level 2 for somebody who's like a Claude user. Can you walk us through a simple process for how you built this? And maybe some other ideas for things you would visualize or things curious builders could explore. What's the step-by-step? What's the prompt? All that stuff.
Yeah, I think the crazy thing about the whole thing as it stands right now is that all you need is a vague idea. And I'm not kidding. If you can speak a language and you have a vague idea, you can now build a thing. The tools to do it are getting better. I mean, Replit now has like a full onboard suite of code audits that are beyond just like the original one that it launched with. Granted, they got a huge investment recently. I should toss them in there because I guarantee they've got 40 arrows too. But and then Claude too. Claude has like, Claude Design now where you can like upload all your brand fonts and color palettes and whatever. And at the end of the day, like it used to be a lot harder. And by used to, I mean like 6 months ago. And now this stuff is advancing so ridiculously fast that literally to make that, it started with a 1-sentence prompt. that was just, I want to build a visual module to demonstrate how interconnected all of these AI companies are. And then it made a little one. And I was like, okay, well, I also do want to demonstrate like who has open government contracts. And then I also want to see like who are the main chip suppliers that are manufacturing chips that are being sold to all these different things, and kind of just added all these different layers. And then, it would like make a mistake or it would get screwed up, and you'd have to kind of look at it and pick through like, okay, I think this part's broken. But like I said, it's getting to the point where it's just like, this looks wrong, fix it. And it's like, got it. And then all of a sudden it's better. Like the Replit thing. Replit will make a thing and it will be broken. And I'll be like, literally, I'll just say, it looks broken. What happened? And it's like, I found the problem, and then it just fixes it. Like, that's all you need to do. It's ridiculous.
Dude, and that's not even Mythos or Fable. Did you see the memes about that, you guys?
Of course.
Viv, did you see the Mythos Fable
that prompted
story?
me to do this because Amazon tattling on Anthropic to the White House or getting the ban of Fable 5 after Amazon engineers jailbroke it, only for Anthropic engineers to say that you could also jailbreak GPT 5.5 that way. And then meanwhile, Amazon is actively exploring a bigger investment into Anthropic while getting their government contract canceled, while also getting them their newest model banned, while also like releasing competing product. Dude, it literally doesn't make any sense. But at the end of the day, all of them are like passing the same pot of money around to each other to inflate their own valuations to be worth more on paper so that they can eventually IPO at some ridiculous figure like SpaceX just did, and then immediately buy a $60 billion company in a stock only deal. Like this, there's like no ceiling. It's just going to go forever. It's nuts.
Totally nuts. I have some points to give out really quick. And then we have some questions from the audience for Viv. If you've got questions, suggestions, good jokes, words of wisdom, let us know. Alex, my first question is actually for you. Is this available somewhere? Is this like in the community or in the lounge?
It could be. It's not right now. It's just that's just an offline.
But you could deploy this to like any website, basically. What would it cost to like send it live? Like $1, $2?
Nothing. I could do it for free.
Then you should put it at tangledweb.rumshq.com. And in the meantime, if you want to see it, we'll put it live in the community.rumshq.com. It's the link in bio wherever you are, whenever you listen. Check it out. Viv, the questions. Oh, first, the points. We had to give a point to Ricky for being the most supportive cast member. He's the strong, sweet, and silent type. We had to give a point to Sivish for his dedication today on the Octant stream. I also gave one to Boys Club, to Solom, the chief gift officer, and several to you guys while you're speaking. Thank you very much. The Viv question for Viv. Bearded wanted to know like what the most, whether or not, he said, it's a beautiful question. Does Viv Ford consider turning her real crypto life story into the comedy web series, The Crypto Castle, her biggest success?
Woof. Did my therapist tell you to ask that question? Wow. It's so funny. So when I was living at the Crypto Castle, all these people around me were making so much money. And I was like, man, did I, sure, I bought my first Bitcoin at $300, sold it to travel the world. I was in and out and in and out. Planet Fitness, yeah, it does look like I was at Planet
Fitness. At first, I thought she was
totally,
on Planet Fitness. I love the comments about it.
Yeah, this guy right here just lifting weights and eating a protein bar for sure. For sure. That's just the airport in New York, baby. People are busy. It's a two thing. But yeah, so I think that I left the house and I was like, what was the point of that house, blah, blah, blah. And then I made this show. And I think and much like crypto, there's not these biggest accomplishment, biggest wins. It was such a dream to turn that ridiculous story into this thing. And we are talking to streamers about making into a bigger show, which is very exciting. But it's just kind of the journey that has been just so crazy of I toured the show around the world. I performed in Vietnam and Hong Kong and LA all around. And that has been it's been crazy. And also sometimes I can't believe I'm reliving it. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I'm still here. So it's a mixed bag of it all, but it's definitely the show was a joy to make and kind of a really cool capstone to this whole experience.
I can't wait to see it. We'll have the links for it in the description. Bearded also wants to know, and I have no idea where this comes from.
Yes.
Are you really scared of cows?
Where did that come from? Oh, my website probably. Is that from my website? I am really scared of cows. You guys, they kill 20 people a year. And here's the thing. That doesn't sound like a lot, but you will find yourself in a space with cows. Okay, so first of all, cows are like hiking. I did a bike trip through India on like a bicycle. Lots of cows there. Lots of cows just roaming there. So my odds were way higher, and they were not down with me. I am terrified of cows. If I see a cow, they're really big. They're stupid, so like you can't reason with them. Yes, they are an actual fear. Or they can sense the fear deep. Yeah.
I'm grumping cows. I can't believe they kill that many people.
Hey, we're long beef. We're long beef in this house.
Yeah, we are. We are.
Yeah.
That's
Also,
true.
butter. After trust issues last night, we decided we're also long butter.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Long beef and butter.
There's got to be a chart on that.
Yeah. Well, I need a Market Watch charting of butter stat.
And something we do need from you, Will, is we definitely need an update. Some of the very first comments we got in the stream, folks want to know what you think about what's happening as Bitcoin. People have maybe seen your video. You think it might be going lower. The moon is full in the sky, and I'd just love to hear you make the complex clear.
Yes.
Specific questions.
You want to do that now?
The specific questions I'm seeing from people a couple times are about your targets for that, but we can do it whenever. Do you have another thought?
Well, right now, I think I just found the best ticker to follow the butter market.
The butter market,
Oh,
baby.
no, it's not on TradingView. Sorry, I'm trying to find what the best ticker is. I'm trying to pull up a chart on butter.
Puck says butter TA now.
Butter TA, that's what I'm trying. I'm trying to find.
While
But,
Will decides whether or not he can chart butter on TradingView.
Give me a second.
Viv, have you I don't know how much time you've been in the airport today, but have you seen any of the general news? Because of course we went like straight from FOMC with a flat outcome, and then straight into the MOU with regards to the Iran situation just being a nightmare.
Alex, what do these analogies and acronyms mean?
So, the new Fed chair, Warsh,
Kevin
had
Warsh,
his first FOMC
very
meeting.
first.
Answered lots of questions. Actually, shout out to Jess. Jess Inskip went live on TikTok today, which was great, and like live streamed her live reaction to the FOMC meeting, which was awesome. Very insightful, and I'm sure she'll have a video about it tomorrow. I'm guessing, but anyway, things remained flat. That obviously did something. Market went down right after. And then in the last couple hours, it seems that we had first an unconfirmed report from more like Iranian state media about this MOU, and it sounded terrible and like a pure and total capitulation by the U.S. government to give them basically everything they wanted. And then the White House didn't deny it, and in fact confirmed every single thing in the report by releasing the MOU themselves. And I'm just waiting to see how they spin this, because it's diabolical.
Alex, I really am still not caught up, and I don't mean to be like pedantic, but can
memo of understanding?
No, not even with the acronym, but like, what were we expecting? What kinds of things did they say? We are going to bomb you if you don't, or we are going to stop holding. You know what I mean? Like, what can you? Because I don't understand why it's so outrageous or diabolical.
The bumper sticker is that effectively what people were expecting, which would have been bad, is just to be in the same position we were in before the war started. And in fact, not only are we not there, we are like moving backwards in time. So there's an in writing confirmation that Iran will not seek a nuke, which is, okay, great. We had that already. With no inspections. We can't, the IAEA, which is like a UN governed, what the hell does it stand for? Something, I don't remember what the IAEA stands for. They're like a group that does, supervision and inspections and stuff with regards to who's doing what with nukes.
It's a lot of acronyms, and you've had a 7-hour streaming day.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I pulled up on CBS the 14 points, and in that one it says the IAEA will be involved in supervising enriched uranium stockpile down blending. I'm not quite sure what down blending is, but it seems like reduction.
Yeah, the reference is in order to maintain like routine inspections to confirm that they are in fact not seeking further enrichment efforts in accordance with their writing deal moving forward, that there won't be the same kind of inspectors that were in there before, which is a problem. The Strait is open now like it was before, but only for 60 days, and then they get to start charging people.
Yeah, exactly,
passage,
which is worse.
Which is worse. They get a lifting and removal of any and all U.S. sanctions. They also get access to a $300 billion fund to rebuild their now damaged infrastructure as a result of the war. That's on top of the money that was already spent, plus then the unfreezing of up to $100 and some odd billion worth of still frozen Iranian assets. And if you recall, these same people are the ones that lost their minds when $1.2 billion were unfrozen however many years ago. So it looks mostly like this effort is going to end up costing like close to $1 trillion, and have just accomplished that now the Strait is governed exclusively by them and they get to tax everybody on it. And a handful of Americans died. So like markets, I can't imagine that markets are going to be like super stoked about that. So I think it's just like a whole lot of bad.
Markets are actually pumped about it just because oil will flow.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that proves that it's so stupid.
I mean, it's the only thing that matters as far as markets are concerned. Geopolitics.
Embarrassingly stupid.
Geopolitics don't really matter as much there as oil will flow, oil goes down, odds of rate hikes might eventually go down. Although Kevin Warsh put a little bit of a damper on that today. So the Fed decided, everybody, in case you did not see, Fed came out and decided that they were not going to make any changes to rates. It was Kevin Warsh's first time getting out there and speaking. And I got to say, listening to him talk, I'm like, yeah, this guy listened to a lot of Obama speeches. He gives his like best like Obama, like, his thing. I was like, oh yeah, this guy's and he's not as good, but like I can see the Obama in him, and it did make me miss like just like cranky old man Jerome Powell. I did kind of miss it, but he then came out and said that the amount of information the Fed will be giving moving forward will be much less than before. They won't give future guidance, so they won't be talking about what they think rates could be in the future. So we'll be losing a data point there. And then he said the people asked him. Yeah, it was at press conference. And then people asked him like, hey, would you be comfortable cutting rates at like 2.4% or 2.6% inflation? Because the Fed's target's always been 2%. And he doubled down and said, we are absolutely committed to getting back to 2%. So that is why immediately thereafter, odds of rate hikes actually increased.
Yeah.
So I think Kevin Warsh actually did a very, very good job, because fighting inflation is incredibly important for long-term economic importance, and is not worth any short-term pump that could possibly come as a result of just randomly cutting when inflation is at 3.2, 3.4%.
His comments were almost like confidence inspiring, which was a pleasant surprise from what I was terrified was going to be the case.
Well, here's the thing is when you have so much signaling that, Trump's going to get his way one way, it's almost always the opposite, because they're probably placing bets the opposite way. And they want to make the market go the other way so they can liquidate it.
Fair.
So the threat of a nuke being used, Bush wants to say, or made is delayed, that's a good thing. I don't know that it's actually, I don't know. I feel like the threat of a nuke in a world where nuclear weapons exist and somebody could possibly be motivated to fire them is just always lurking under the surface. I don't think it ever goes away.
The unfortunate truth of that whole situation is that we truly have absolutely no idea what the status was, because the two prominent sources of information here are two extremely good at propaganda arms. You have Iranian state media, which obviously can't really be trusted. And then you have the US government state media, which also can't be trusted. So you're kind of just like hoping for the best, because according to the people who said that they were about to get one, the whole thing was completely obliterated less than 12 months ago. So like they contradicted themselves within 6 months of that whole thing happening. And now here we are at this position. So it's just like, but then you go back in time 10 years and there was a deal in place to do X, Y, and Z with constant UN oversight and IAEA inspections and all these other things, that we are now at just like a shittier version of the same thing. And again, don't take my word for it. Just literally go read it. The White House released it themselves before anyone gets mad at me.
One other thing, though, that's interesting is with that $300 billion slush fund that'll be given to Iran to reestablish their infrastructure. It's, I was wondering, I was like, is that taxpayer dollar from the U.S.? And so it's not. It's going to be private investment, which
just like the ballroom.
Well, it's more interesting, exactly, because
I feel better.
Because Alex, that provides opportunities for who? I bet BlackRock's in there putting some money in there. I bet it's all of Trump's friends. I bet it's his, a bunch of the Middle East royal families as well putting money in. And they'll make money off of this. So flatten the infrastructure and then enable, like, I don't know, Saudi Arabia has a lot of construction companies. Saudi Arabian construction companies to go in and make money off of it. And then they have investments in Iran and yada, 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 so on and so forth. So like there will be all the major players that you're typically used to making a bunch of money off of this.
Who knows? Maybe the Netflix documentary that comes out in a year about this whole thing, it turns out that the entire war effort was literally orchestrated just to give infrastructure companies a gigantic free contract at the hands of private investors and then eventually taxpayer dollars when they realize they can't get enough private investors, just like they do for everything else.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alex was blowing up the group chat before this episode with like I came online again to 17 text messages from Alex just frothing about this, and I was
it's
like,
been Pokemon cards in this all day.
That's what it is. I wasn't quick enough to turn his background red, but let me know how the rant was. I like to ask people to rate Alex's rants 1 to 10, but Viv, apologize to your guest there for the extra salt. I don't know if you have any thoughts on it you want to share, but I'm just glad to hear you guys talk about it.
Yeah, not really. I think I mean there's also like this Bitcoin is following the normal price trajectory anyway of its 4-year cycle. So it's interesting to kind of see like how much people try to take politics and make sense of that with the price, and then also just knowing what we know and how Bitcoin goes, you know, in the cycle that it goes in 4 years is an interesting, like, you know, everyone, I don't know if we're allowed to make price predictions on this, but everyone I talk to says, you know, in a year and a half, Bitcoin will hit 100K. And it's like, everyone knows this cycle it's going to be the case. It's like, how much does politics have to do with it? How much does just kind of like Bitcoin, how Bitcoin was built has to do with it, you know? So I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking. I kind of, I don't know. Thoughts on that?
Go ahead, Alex.
I mean, the unfortunate fact of the matter is that we kind of wrapped up our entire industry, gave it to like 6 people as for some reason, like trusted stewards of everything. And by that, I mean the CEOs of the biggest crypto related companies. And then they in turn handed that silver platter that we gave it to them on straight to the government. And go figure, it's not going well. So like, you know, I've seen, you know, obviously so many like, what's the deal with Clarity? Are we going to see it or not? It genuinely, like for you and me, it really doesn't matter. There's nothing good in there for you. There's nothing good in there for me. There's really just only good stuff in there for a bunch of big ass companies. Just like Genius. Genius is not for you. Genius is not for me. Genius is for a bunch of big ass companies. And that is the MO moving forward. Like you can expect that every major move can be traced back to something beneficial for some big ass company who made the right donation at the right time.
That's true, but even like for the Bitcoin halving, right? Like we've seen this cycle on over 4 years. Like that's where I'm kind of just like, how much is this actually centralized companies that are taking ownership, or like, I don't know, how much is MicroStrategy? I mean, not MicroStrategy obviously has an impact when Michael Saylor sells a bunch of Bitcoin, but like that's kind of where I'm at. It's like we've seen all of this stuff happen before. Then we try to make sense of it with the markets. Is it futile to make sense of it with the markets?
I don't know that it's futile. I think it just depends on who you are. I mean, think it depends on what you're watching.
On the other side, like just to counteract my own tirade there, you know, if you zoom out to this whole thing that we're doing here, right, this whole crypto thing, what was the mission statement originally? It was a bunch of guys in their dorm room.
There were women too.
Maybe a gal. We don't know.
Sorry, that was you're absolutely correct. That was the proverbial guy, which was inappropriate.
I got you.
There was an abstract number of people, nerds, who set out on what I would say is the single most ambitious startup business pitch of all time, which is we're going to disrupt the global money industry. So, you know, at what point does anybody who is critically thinking with more than 6 brain cells going to say, yep, that sounds easy? I'm sure there will be no major pushback and no gigantic catastrophes as a result, because by all accounts, 1, it hasn't been that long, and 2, it's kind of working. So like in that sense, you know, a brutal battle should be expected. So, you know, on one hand, is this terrible? Yes. On the other hand, is this like reassuring almost in like a kind of scary, like, you know, terrifyingly like dystopian sort of way? Yeah, also kinda, because, you know, like it would just be getting no attention and it would just be a thing on Reddit message boards if there wasn't like something major and serious here. So I guess if I'm looking for the silver lining, it's kind of going like the way that anyone should have expected disrupting money to go.
Yeah, I think that's what we're here for, at least, to the struggle that we're in for, if this is like what you sign up for. But you can also, we had the mixed news today about Jito. We're excited for Jito to be partnering with Coinbase to offer their customers access to their staking services to make it easier for them to do more. And Jito is like a legit crypto company. Coinbase is legit, but I have some criticism for them and their power and their relationship with power. I imagine if Alex drew a little bubble map with them and with Circle and with the U.S. government, it would be quite impressive and a little terrifying.
Quite the tangle.
Quite the tangle. Tangled 2, dreams come true. But so that's what it is. But
speaking of disruption, and before we get too far away from it,
back to butter.
Disrupting Alex's call on butter to long. I'm short butter here. We're looking at the butter futures market, BTR1 exclamation point, to look up the international butter futures market. And I'm certainly short butter. Butter
Can I
looks
just
like it's
say
going to
that
fall
I
to
love
me.
you and appreciate you for finding a butter chart and then doing butter TA.
This is the international futures market for butter.
The international butter chart.
Yeah, this is the international butter chart. I'm certainly short it. It's lost support. We're printing a bearish candle here. Granted, we have 12 days to go, but this is certainly looking like it has plenty of momentum to the downside.
I feel like Viv's getting a lot of material for like a French.
I'm recording this for my own benefit. This will be just played in the back of my coffee.
All the people behind you are watching too. I love it.
Yeah, perfect. I'm short butter.
I know, dude,
I'm short butter. Long beef, short butter.
I like to believe that someone back there sees like a glimpse of the screen with a chart on it and says like, oh God, more Forex bros. It's like, no, it's actually butter.
No, that's butter. That's actually butter. What?
The guy with the big
gold,
penguin
baby.
behind him is charting butter right now. Dude, you got to check
He's
this
really
show
excited about it as well.
Oh my
I
gosh.
mean, at least they see my screen. The people in front of me think I'm going crazy. They don't understand. This laptop is on a suitcase. They're like, what is this woman doing?
Dude, I don't know. I just think it's great. I still can't get over the fact that we have a guest live from the Newark Airport. I think sometimes people who call us a fake radio show really ought to take a closer look at the work we're doing here. You know what I'm saying?
Groundbreaking stuff.
MW Jones comments on TikTok, market churn for the butter. It's
That's
good.
a ding.
Good little
Market
fun.
churn. Oh my gosh.
Good little dad joke right there.
That's good.
If you've got a joke,
And
you know where to put it.
honestly, shorting butter into the full moon might be the move.
Oh my gosh.
You heard it here first, folks. Will's financial advice for the day is short butter into the full moon.
Into the full moon.
As
That's it,
advised by the
baby.
large penguin on his couch behind him.
Hey,
Yeah,
Viv,
yeah.
do you collect POAPs?
Well, okay, I used to, and then I totally gave up on them. Is there one in Newark?
I don't know or recall. We could certainly look it up. Fact check yourself. They had a couple of POAPs that were for airports around the world that I think are active for a year. And I don't think there's one in Newark, but I think there's one at LaGuardia, and I'm pretty sure I have it.
Otherwise, I would have taken you guys on a hike to find a POAP. Oh my God, that would have been sick.
fun.
Don't
Yeah.
tempt me with a good time.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. God.
Yeah, the airport POAP rally had locations around the world. And oh my gosh, look at this per Reddit. I should go to the official POAP website. It's just the first thing that came up. They have added a ton of locations. Let's look. I'm looking for EWR. Oh my God, they do have one. Look at this. There's definitely one for EWR. Are we about to go on a hunt for a POAP?
Guys, we're going
right
on a
now,
field
guys?
trip. Where is it?
Oh my God. Okay, great. If people don't know, Alex, what is a POAP?
Man, it's been a minute since I've
Given the
defined
POAP
that.
pitch.
I used to give this, Viv, for context, I used to have to give this like every single show because we would do a POAP for every single show. This was years ago. This is like the 84th episode of After Dark, but it's like our 700th episode overall with all the other shows combined. So it would have been a lot of POAPs. But POAP stands for Proof of Attendance Protocol. It's a cool way to confirm on chain that you did a thing by collecting a token to commemorate the thing that you did. And they're totally free. You don't even need to make a wallet. It's like one of my personal favorite things in crypto because for years they hid the wires and abstracted the tech and did all the things people say we're going to do someday. POAP did it like 5 or 6 years ago and crushed it. And look at that there's an EWR POAP. I can't believe I didn't think to look that up when I was literally just there.
Yeah. I think do you have the POAP app anymore? You said you used to collect them. Do you still collect them?
Well, we actually gave out POAPs to the first 3 shows of New Kids on the Blockchain, which was the solo show before we turned into Crypto Castle. So very familiar with the POAP app. But okay, I'm gonna do some research. If it's in the terminal I'm in, I'm bringing you guys on an adventure.
That is amazing. That's absolutely amazing. If you can get it, I will be. That's worth 10 points for sure. Minting an airport POAP live on Rise Up After Dark. Shout out to the POAP team, our friends over there they announced sunsetting POAP for people who are new users, but everybody who's already got it, who's already in, you can still issue POAPs, collect POAPs, and they're expanding to do something more. They're one of the best teams in crypto. Best sunset ever, one of the best teams in crypto. I forgot to tell you, you know who I saw at the VIP speakers dinner? Guess.
Is Patricio there?
Patricio
I saw him on the
Mr. POAP himself was there. He was right at the maitre d' stand when I walked in. And he was wearing his orange
I was going to say
jacket.
the suit or the
Yeah. He was wearing his orange jacket, and I think he had dark pants on, but he had the tie and he had a pin on his collar, but
what a character.
Yeah, he looked good, but he was like, I don't know, he's been through a lot in the last year personally. And it was just, he doesn't travel as much anymore. He's kind of retiring from the public face of that company. And he's like such a Mr. Crypto to me. When I don't know. Have you met Patricio?
I have an update.
Update!
POAP found, but I need to pay $1.
Wait, what? $1?
I've never seen that before.
Because I don't have one of the other following POAPs.
What?
Dude,
It's a POAP-gated POAP?
Yeah, it's a POAP.
POAP-gated POAP.
That's pretty tough.
What are the ones that it wants you to have had one of to get it for free?
Okay.
Like other airports or other stuff?
No, other stuff. I mean, I can't even tell. If there was an NFC, I want to see if there's an NFC somewhere. Then I can definitely get it. Oh, maybe I can find the secret word. But all right, they're scanning. It's like, I don't know what these are.
I can't quite see. I got to get closer.
God, there's so many.
Hang on.
Oh, you have no idea. Look at this.
It's the Rise Up POAP. That'd be sick.
Yeah, right?
Okay, wow. There's like hundreds.
I mean, there's tons of POAPs. That's crazy.
But ironically, I have none of them.
I mean, I don't know what's up with that. I bet we could get you one. We gotta clip this and send it to our friends at POAP. She was clearly you're in the EWR Newark Airport.
Yeah. There's got to be an NFC somewhere, though.
Like you said, we all know that Planet Fitness.
Look at all the people with their back.
You can't fool the good people at POAP.
No. I'm dinging POAP, but I am also, I can't believe it. I'm going to give them a little bit of a gwump for that.
It's okay. They break even.
They're still the best darn app on the planet. Alex, that's something else I wanted to ask you about is how did you feel about Octant today, that stream? Some really cool projects. Fun. We had Griff Green at the very end who was there for the DAO hack. If you don't know, in the 20 teens after the IPO, I'm sure Viv remembers this for sure. And if you want to tell it with color commentary, just cut me right off. But Griff was there. They got hacked. They hacked it back. It was a thrilling tale. I told him, you got to come on the show. I sent him a message after. We had Revoke.cash there. Roscoe from Revoke.cash was there. Told us the story about that. It was like an all-star show. Zach XBT was not there. Maggie Love came, even though she had food poisoning, showed up. It was like...
Maggie is the real MVP because she was really, also at Consensus when I saw her and got to hang out, and I met DeFi's favorite toddler because her husband was off somewhere doing another thing, and so she was just like power walking the conference floor, but like with the DeFi toddler. And it was awesome. And then still had time to like stand there with me and do like a whole like mini meeting and, good to see you kind of a thing. She's a true trooper.
A trooper. Yeah, I'll put the list of the Demo Day people up on stream for folks who wanted to get involved. I talked to Carol today and she said that she wanted to apply for funding for the next Epoch. If you don't know what it is, we'll talk about it more. They're friends of the show. We were grantees in Epoch 9. For Octant. It's an organization that helps match funds to the will of donors who also vote on a cohort of projects changing the world in one way or another. A lot of them are tech adjacent, especially Ethereum adjacent. And they give them a platform to connect with all these people who are voting. You can be a voter. You can be apply to get a grant. And then they highlight you, amplify you, share what you're doing, and people fund you. You don't have to have a lot of money to do this. And then in accordance with what people fund, how much they give and how many of them give, they reward matching funds. This year, in this epoch alone, they do several epochs a year, they're giving 200 ETH in matching funds. It's incredible.
Is it similar to Artisan?
Remind me of Artisan because it's not ringing a bell for me.
I think it's kind of similar where like you submit a project and then you like get people to like vote on the project and then they match the funds of like, they like give you funds based on the votes you collect. It's a little, my problem with these things, and tell me not to like call out a problem on everything, but it's just demanding on the person's community. So that's what I felt with Artisan, is it was very demanding on the person's community to actually get the funding. I don't know if this is different, where it's just like based on,
big time.
Yeah.
Different in some senses. One thing that's super cool. Actually, this is how I got to meet Octant James Kiernan several years ago. I was working on an ETH staking for nonprofit initiative with somebody. It was super cool. It was it ended up kind of accidentally being the perfect solution for micro donors that have like an outsized desire to contribute, but not enough funds to do it in the way that they wish that they could. So they could basically like stake their ETH and delegate the yield to a charity instead of collecting it themselves. And then whenever they needed the capital back, unstake their ETH, they still have the initial amount. They just weren't earning that interest. And so talking about that, that's, so similar in spirit. Octant's move is to, first of all, have a tremendous amount of ETH through the Golem Foundation that is staked. And that yield is then going into fund these different pots. And then they run these epochs, projects, and people apply to be a part of it. And then people, anybody can see these things and vote to contribute to it. And they can contribute a tiny bit. And the thing that really matters is how many different people want to get involved, even if they can only contribute itty bitty tiny little amounts. And then the number of those different participants, exponentially influences the amount of matched funding Octant contributes from their big pot based on participation. So it is on the community to contribute the desire to fund, and then Octant pulls most of the weight with the actual money, which is an awesome way to do it, in my humble opinion.
They're both examples of something called quadratic funding. For the listeners who say, what the heck is that? It's exactly that mechanism to reward a project based on how many supporters it has, not just who has the most money to spend. And they have a particular version that also optimizes like the allocation. They've got great resources. They launched this calculator, qf.octant.app, and it does... it does cost to participate because the mechanism by which you participate is you buy either a token that is like a governance token for them, GLM, or you can use ETH. This is the first epoch they are taking like votes in ETH, and it's a nominal fee. You can stake through them. You can choose to get the rewards yourself or allocate them to people who vote. It does good for the blockchain, and I think you could get started today with like $40, which is prohibitive for some people, but not out of reach for many people who would otherwise give to a GoFundMe, but would want to be able to direct even more dollars. It amplifies your dollars. They get like 2,000 to 3,000 ETH a year in yield from staking and their validators, and they just give it away.
Yeah, the main Golem pool is 100,000 staked ETH.
It's incredible. So shout out to Mishal, to Nico, to all the Epoch
You know what's crazy?
grantees.
Do you know what their average cost of acquisition per ETH is?
Oh, wait. Are we going to guess?
Yeah.
$7.
I hear 7. Any other takers?
10.
10. William?
Average
cost per ETH?
73.
73. Okay. All right.
That's a good
I
guess.
I feel like they must have been adding more to it though, but obviously the majority of it was early on. But if they kept adding to it, I'm gonna go with 112.
All right, Will, your first guess was closer, but you're all over.
Oh, what?
Shit.
Yeah, it's 4.
Whoa!
$4. Good
Yeah.
call.
Now, granted, that figure is what I first got when I first met James. So, like, you know, but that original pot is not the pot that contributes to the pools. That's all yield. Yeah, it's like 4. As I understand it, part of what inspired the current like funding public goods initiatives from all of them was some residual guilt from the whole post ICO and like fear selling that lots of early ETH holders had when they were offloading ETH at very low prices, you know, compared to today. And a lot of that got purchased by people who kind of knew that like they really were scared of the wrong thing. So, you know, there was some like, I think, residual guilt about the taking advantage of that kind of thing. That's at least one of the things that, you know, James had described to me fuels a lot of the current people's desire to fund good things.
We love them.
Yep.
We absolutely love them.
Awesome group.
What's their name again? Sorry.
Don't be.
Octant is the name of the organization that hosts like the current epoch that is going on, which is Epoch 12, and then the Golem Foundation and is the one that's behind them. They're the ones that stake the ETH. Anyway.
Hell yeah.
Viv, actually, that kind of reminds me of a question. I wanted to take it back to your origin story for a quick second. So you mentioned, class of 2015. I'm not upset about it, but you do have me beat by an entire year. And usually I get to be the one that beats Will and Evan by an entire year. So we are 15, 16, and then 17s over here. But I have to ask, like, so in that year, like, what was the very first thing that you did that purposefully and officially involved you with crypto? So obviously, you know, we know about the castle, but like, did you buy something? Do you have a horror story about making a terrible financial decision at that point?
Oh yeah. I mean,
So what was it for you?
The first thing I did was I bought one Bitcoin at $300.
Amazing.
And the guy, thank you so much. The guy I was living with at the time was like, just put $10,000 in. And I was like, Jeremy, I don't trust you at all. Like, I'm not going to do that. There were a lot of people that were paying rent in Bitcoin. And so we later calculated how much they had paid in rent for like a bunk bed in, a mess of a frat house. And it was like close to $1 million because they were paying when, Bitcoin was $200. And then when it hit 60K, we were like, wow, how much were they actually paying? That was a horror story. But yeah, I bought Bitcoin. And then, the horror stories came with the ICO. So like, I put $3,000 in 0x's pre-sale, and then I got to 250K, and I was like, it's only going up, baby. And it did not. And it crashed below what I had put in. Or like, everyone's like, Spank Chain's the future. Like, totally. Funfair, totally. And you're just like, wow, none of these. So that the horrors really happened there. But to be fair, like Bitcoin I was always kind of the biggest believer in Bitcoin, a bit Ethereum, but to be honest, a bit more of a Bitcoin maxi, and still believe it to be, I think, probably still consider myself deeply a Bitcoin maxi. And I had those guys to thank who just like, from the start said this, and we're just like, hey, do this. So more people are coming in, you guys. We're getting a whole audience. Get ready for it.
That's a great story. That's going up there as one of my favorite early people onboarding stories.
No, it is awesome. It's also just funny, the variety of onboarding stories that we've gotten now on the show. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but we do like to collect them.
This is tied into something that we looked up on Market Watch on Monday with Doug, and it stemmed from a conversation we had a number of months ago. I was like, I wonder what the miners are gonna do, because we're like well below and getting really, really well below, where the break even point is for Bitcoin's price with mining costs, but also like they're starting to get a little bit into like selling energy for AI as well, so they have an additional revenue source. So what's that's going to be? And last Monday, started pulling up the charts for Bitcoin mining companies. They're doing really well. The stocks of Bitcoin mining companies are doing phenomenally because all of them are starting to transition into split Bitcoin mining companies and AI companies. they're turning parts of their Bitcoin mining facilities into data centers. They're basically becoming AI data centers as well.
What companies?
Like
Bitmain?
Gosh, I forget which ones I looked up. I pulled up 3 of them. Oh wait, no, this wasn't during Market Watch. This was during office hours. Magic, if you are here, you've been here in the YouTube comments. You asked me to look up 3 Bitcoin mining companies. If you're still here, let me know what they are. I do not remember myself. But yeah, like one of them, 33% of its revenue now comes from its AI portion. I put an X post link in the circle. Lovely. Let me go see if I can find it. But yeah, like some of them are keeping Bitcoin mining as their core business. Other ones are like, hey, we're actually going to go more towards AI, and like Bitcoin mining is going to be on the side. And so, but if you take a look at their stocks, they're doing great. Like just like everything else in the AI thing, it's just shoo. And so if their stocks are going up and they're making more revenue from AI, there is less of an incentive for them to maybe potentially have to capitulate on Bitcoin because they're not making money mining it. They have other very strong and growing revenue sources. In fact, some of them saw revenue that increased like by 97% in 2 quarters. So it's like, it's getting pretty impressive what these Bitcoin mining companies are doing, leveraging like the momentum of the AI. It's so smart.
Tickers in the chat include IREN, IREN, CLSK, and APLD from Magic. Thank you very much.
Yep. Yes, beautiful charts. Beautiful. I was expecting them to just be cratered along with like the, the crypto bear market. And I was like, what's happening here? My God.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah,
Very cool.
I guess that's an interesting question. So with the supplement of AI-based revenue for those same companies, does that not in a significant way reduce like their bandwidth and ability to mine? So it doesn't
not if they're just expanding their operations.
Yeah. So in that case, then yeah, it becomes like just an offset. It's easier to mine more Bitcoin because you're less concerned about the price deficit and energy spend.
In fact, if you took those 3 Bitcoin mining companies, 4 now, because Magic put another one in there, Keel, K-E-E-L, take those and put those into your like AI company Tangle, because they got to buy components from somebody. They're buying them from who? NVIDIA, Intel, the rest. Who are they providing data center capabilities or energy capabilities to? Where's that all going? And then also 40% of all of them are owned by BlackRock. So let's throw BlackRock in there and let's make this a real Tangle mess.
Yeah, speaking of tangles, I did go ahead and make one for crypto.
No way. Oh my gosh, I love it.
There's BlackRock. There's my baby.
This is not fully exhaustive, but so this includes yellow lines are investments. The other cool thing is that if you hover over any of the bubbles, it gives you like a full readout of every single way that they are involved with everyone. So every line that comes off of them.
Dude.
Including just like, who is issuing and then owning assets that are then purchased and used by other companies to do other stuff with. So like there's a bunch of these lines like out of Circle issuing, USDC to different chains, and then who uses it issued from here, which pays back to them. But also, there needs to be another line here because there's a revenue share agreement between Coinbase and Circle to the tune of like 50%. So, of course, as Circle is issuing to ETH, which then gets bridged to all these other chains, it all flows back to Coinbase revenue, who's then, of course, funding things over here. You've got your Morpho funds. You've got the other exchanges. You've got your other big ETF issuers. And then where's the government? Oh, there's the look at the government's super attached to all this kind of stuff, too. So, yeah, there you go. It's also just as gross.
Can you give the pitch again, Alex, for Depressive Hacks? Shout out, good to see you, and others who may have missed earlier in the show. What are we looking at? How'd you get this?
Yeah, so this isn't Arkham. I just single prompt vibe coded this in Claude 5 minutes ago. And also in response to Magic making a comment about it, we could totally do a workshop in Circle about how to write these prompts, because it's a series of prompts, and then it's a back and forth kind of a thing. And how to appropriately fact check. So like, because my Claude has internal instructions to only use primary sources. And if it can't find one for something, it has to tell me about it. and then we just eliminate it. So like,
Fact check yourself, brother.
No secondary sources go into this kind of stuff because, you know, I'm trying to reduce the amount of hallucination, and it still makes mistakes. So you kind of have to fiddle with it a little bit, but we can do one of those. So for depressive, good to see you. This and also this one, which is for AI companies and the U.S. government, is meant to be just like a visual representation of how connected all these companies are with regards to who's invested in who's competing with who's selling what to who's feuding with who's suing who, all this other stuff. And it turns out that they're basically doing all of those things to all of the other companies, mostly to Anthropic and AI, and OpenAI rather. But
wait,
anyway,
does the crypto one have the suing?
No, I don't.
Can it?
Oh, it should. Yeah.
We need the suing.
Yeah, I'd be so curious to see who's suing who.
Yeah, and then you should put Gala games in there so you can see how nobody's investing in them, nobody's using them, nobody's funding them, but they're suing themselves.
That's the second time that Gala Games has gotten, shot at in this day of shows.
Yeah, I forget why I made it a point about Gala earlier, but yeah, I think I was just saying like the disconnect between the world of like crypto TikTok and crypto Twitter, because on TikTok people still think Gala could be like a good investment when everyone else knows it's dead. So it turns out the suing / regulating is really just the government. And who's being sued? This is all just regulation. Oh, Binance. Okay, Binance, but that got dropped. Okay, yeah. So this clearly needs some work because it's missing a few important nuance pieces. But yes, good point. I will add lawsuits because there's a few of those.
Breaking from depressive hacks. Guess who is the guest speaker at this XRP? Is it a convention? Is it a upcoming event?
Yeah, I didn't need to see the comment. I saw the announcement.
Oh, man. Mr. FTX himself, Matt Damon. Fortune favors the bold.
It's Matt Damon. I can't hear Matt
Wait,
Damon's
really?
name. I
So
can't
Matt
hear
Damon.
Matt Damon's name and not also hear it, but pronounced
America,
from Team America. Matt Damon.
Yeah, he has a nonprofit or a charity, water, and allegedly he's there at this like Ripple convention to talk about how he's going to use RLUSD for his charity.
Man, he's getting
How
paid.
much did they pay him? Yeah, how much did they pay him for that?
Yeah, I want to know that too.
A lot.
How much? Speaking of free water, Viv, have you heard of free water?
In life or a crypto coin?
It's not
Either.
a crypto coin. It's like life.
No, I haven't.
I'll pull it up on the screen. It was an Instagram and social media sensation sweeping the nation. Alex, can you give the pitch on it?
Yeah, it's a cool initiative. It's a company that sells bottled water, except they give the water to drinkers of the water for free, and they sell ad space on the bottle to advertisers and different companies, which then pays for the water to be given away for free, plus a donation to charity with each bottle.
And they have a business model that can apply to like any product.
Whoa.
Josh Cliffords, who wrote the book on it, founded the company, is going to be on the show Monday. This Monday, June 25th. I'm really thrilled to get to connect with him. He's
I
great.
hope he calls in from an airport and is eating popcorn, because otherwise boot him immediately.
That's the new standard for After Dark, for sure.
And you're gone. How dare you?
So you're not waiting for an international flight in the middle of the night on the floor?
Immediate Gwump. And
Get with
I'll
the
give
program, pal.
Viv another ding. And you know what? I'm going to give myself another ding too, because I'm...
Yeah, actually,
about
that
two
reminds
dings?
me, Viv, the one thing that Evan always forgets to explain to people about this game is that it's very corrupt and it's rigged because, Evan controls the levers and he doles out the points and glumps.
Totally.
And there's always a surprise. Like, we get to the end and he starts reading the scores, and there's always things that, like, he never announced to the group that he just sort of sneaks into the last minute or deems that the points are out of whack or whatever. It's very corrupt.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. The moment I saw one person with centralized power, I was like, what is this, you guys? You got to preach what you're saying. This should be a decentralized situation of dings.
The Decentralized Dings. It's my new band name.
I have to say though, like I'm looking at Bearded, who does dole out some dings. I'm looking at Cody, who's doled out some dings and gwumps before. We are slowly This is the polka dot method, okay?
That's
Delegated proof of authority with regards to ding consensus. Okay, it could be the move.
Yeah, the token launching soon.
That was a really nerdy joke that I don't think anybody appreciated.
I appreciated it. I
be
just didn't
familiar
think it
with
was very
Polkadot's
good.
consensus mechanism and their whole pitch about why we're centralized and why it's okay. Don't come for me.
Listen.
Well, hopefully that's just a sign that everyone out here in the masses are forgetting about Polkadot. We can move forward. And if only the same thing could happen to XRP. God damn it, Matt Damon.
No. Thanks to Matt Damon, the brand is strong.
Just like in that one movie where he defended China from like alien monsters, he is now defending XRP and Ripple.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to.
I love how the first line is, Matt Damon does not directly endorse or promote XRP, but his clean water charity, water.org, has formed a major exclusive payments and digital asset partnership. Like, we get it. We understand that you are making the cash.
Or his charity is.
Yeah. I'm trying to find if there was
Nonprofit.
a kickoff contribution from Ripple to get Matt Damon on the poster.
Look at this. Look at this tweet from Copernicus. It says, Matt Damon is actually a dope pickup for a Ripple event. You just know the XRP uncles will be talking about this. Man, they got Matt Damon. Ripple really knows marketing, I swear.
They do. They really do.
They really, really do.
They're quite good at it.
Dude, they're killing it. They're absolutely killing it. Viv, as our honored guest, we've got about 30 minutes left before we close out the show, which means we'll be a couple things away from heading into like final thoughts, riding our cats and cows into the sunrise. But if there's somewhere you'd like to take it, something you want to talk about, share, do, ask, whatever. You know, I always like to know what people are working on or what they're figuring out. But happy to defer to you. Where are you going from Newark?
I'm going to Paris. I'll be in Paris doing
That's right.
comedy.
That's
if
right.
you guys
Sorry.
are around, I'll be au Chat Noir tomorrow night at 7:30, 7 o'clock show, and then 2 shows on Saturday night. If you happen to live in Paris, come on by. What I'm working on is I'm just kind of doing a boatload of like, you know, media, and so that's in the form of emceeing for tech events, and also in the form of short form comedy series, producing and acting in them. Please follow me on Instagram if you guys are active there. That's where I'm most active. I'll be releasing a new short form series there in the next 2 weeks, and yeah, as always, continuing to, you know, I kind of like, the thing I really love the most about the Crypto Castle is that these guys, like, they knew they weren't going to get anything, so they had to do it all themselves. And I think that's the true MO of crypto is like, don't ask for permission in the greatest way. And I think I've like tried to take that a lot into whatever this entertainment world that I find myself in, which is like, no one's going to cast me in a sitcom, so write it yourself. No one's going to ask you to do XYZ, so do it yourself. And I think that's really the MO that I'm trying to really like push forward and do and continue to do. And also for New Yorkers, we're starting a crypto and comedy little thing. This woman who co-hosted a comedy event with SheFi, kind of hoping to put one together in the fall. So if you're in New York, we'll have more information on that, and that should be fun. So just comedy, crypto, the usual, as you guys know.
Yeah, we were talking at the Soho House and trying to pitch Viv on coming back and maybe joining from her bike or just hanging out with us more because she is really funny. And if people want to support Crypto Castle, tell me one more time, what's next for that? Are you shopping it around? Do you need people to like it, share it, fund it?
Totally.
What's the vision?
Yeah. Oh, great. All of it. So we're shopping it around. We're right now talking with different studios and seeing kind of what's the best next form of it. Is it necessarily, as a lot of you probably know, in the entertainment space, like no HBO is buying a 30-minute comedy, 30-minute pilot anymore. Instead, they're looking like, what does it look like if this were to be a short form thing? And so we're kind of looking to see, like, do we do short form with a more traditional streamer? Do we do short form with potentially, look at Ramp sponsoring Technology Brothers podcast network, TPBN, for like close to like 100 million, it was something insane for the year. They just had their banner underneath the whole time, right? And so we're kind of thinking like, okay, what does it look like for the Crypto Castle Season 2 to be sponsored by a crypto company, fully owned by that crypto company, and streamed either on chain or whatever, and kind of taking it to the next iteration there. and just like keeping on telling this like hilarious story. I can't tell you how many people are just like, you need to keep telling this story, because I personally have so many stories that I want told from like the insanity of working in crypto. And so, yeah, there's gold that needs to be mined.
That was the question I wanted to ask you, is like, I would love to do a round robin of, does everybody have our most insane stories from working in crypto, you know, the confessional cam story that you would tell if you were on the confessional cam with us there in New York. I would love to hear it. Or one of them, you know, don't get in trouble with legal anybody.
Yeah.
Will is the head of HR at Rise Up, so you've got a lot of
I got things.
leeway.
Yeah, I could tell with the pudgy penguin in the background. I was like, that's a therapy plushie for someone when they're feeling emotional.
My girlfriend punches him daily.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah. Let's see. I think the craziest story, I guess just like, okay, like, I mean, this is just like peak crypto, where it's just like, all of a sudden I find out that there's an app in San Francisco called Circus, where if you're a woman, you can get paid to go to a party. And we find this out because it's like circling through the crypto guys. And guess what? It's the Super Bowl. And guess what? There's this crypto party for the Super Bowl. And guess what? My friend, it happens to be a very beautiful woman who can suggest other women to get paid. So thankfully she suggests me. So I go to this party, and it's like peak, like crypto's not even that big, but it is like getting bigger and bigger. And one of the founders of PayPal is like, oh yeah, head back to our house. We're going to like hang out there. So all of a sudden I'm like with a bunch of like crypto people at the founder of PayPal's house, and I steal a towel and I go home and I use that towel for the rest of the time I lived at the crypto castle. It was a perfect towel. Stuff like that, where you're like, why am I here? Might as well just be here, you know?
And now
Might as
we
well steal.
tokenize the towel and start a 10,000 PFP NFT collection for it.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
also a pump fun shitter.
Yep.
PayPal towel.
Yep.
Got it.
Exactly.
Clip it.
It's the perfect time to buy.
Amazing. I think, I don't know, I feel like I have so many stories that are mostly defined by meeting interesting people in cool places. I just constantly marvel that we get to have this expression of friendship that is mostly digital, mostly online, but that I think is so real because of the work people are doing, how much it matters to them, or the application of learning in online spaces that translates really well to real life. It's all real, but you know what I mean? Like, I love when we get to be at Soho House because Angie brings us there when we're all in New York and we get to meet and we get to sit down. So like talking
And
to
we
you
so
at Soho
clearly
House,
don't belong.
no, not at all. But it was great.
Especially Matt.
Well, especially me, dude. I was brushing my teeth on the patio bar. You know,
You really did set. Yeah. Well, actually, that could have either been, wow, that dude probably owns this whole
No,
place.
that dude's the richest guy here.
You're darn right.
Yeah.
You went so far in the other direction that you accidentally just looked like a billionaire.
Thank you very much. You know, it's a lot of fun. I don't know. Do you guys have a crazy crypto story?
I mean, I have this one I've definitely told before, which is just like, reminiscent of my biggest fumble in crypto, which was coupled with me thinking that I had like cracked the code. I had been in crypto at this point for like 10 minutes and I was just like, oh, I got this. And basically what I did, long story short, so I bought ETH in 2016 and it was $87 per ETH. And I bought it and I tucked it away in a portfolio of like some other stuff that I had also been investing in. Didn't really know what I was doing and I just kind of forgot about it. I got bored and I moved on. And then like fast forward and ETH is about to hit $1,000 for the first time. And somebody at the air station where I was working, where I was stationed, told me that Ethereum was about to hit $1,000. Don't you have some of that? And I was like, we can't be talking about the same thing. There's no way I could have ever made a good investment. I only lose money. That's not what I do. I don't make money here. And I opened it up and oh my God, look at that thing. So then I was like, okay, I need to lock in and pay attention to this because clearly there's something here. And I've turned, these 3 ETH for whatever that is, $240 is now $3,000. So I was like, okay, I'm snooping around. The other thing that exists at this point is ETH Classic because, we're post fork at this point. And ETH Classic is much cheaper than Ethereum. And I'm like, I got it. I'm going to buy a ton of this because if Ethereum went to that thing, then ETH Classic is definitely going to go to that. So I bought a ton of it. And, you know, it didn't really do anything. It was like pretty boring and flat. And, you know, I was starting to question myself because I'm like, it's been 20 minutes. Why am I not rich yet? And then I start, you know, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do some research. I'm going to, you know, everyone tells me to do my own research. I'm going to look some stuff up. And then I start to learn like, what is ETH Classic? And I was like, okay, well, maybe this isn't exactly what I thought it was. You know, everything that's being built is being built on the you know, forked Ethereum, not the classic one anymore. Like this is kind of becoming this like ghost chain. There's not really anything here. It sort of exists because a couple people are crotchety. And I was like, okay, I now all this inside type of information that general people like don't know. And this is also like when Doge is starting to be talked about. Wall Street Bets is starting to ramp up, right? We're like 2020 now. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to get rid of all this ETH Classic. So I sold it at like a slight marginal loss. And literally within a day or two was the generational run of ETH Classic, where it did like a 35x in like a week. And I had just sold all of it at a loss. And I just sat there thinking, and the only thing redeeming for myself that I can say about this whole story is that I didn't top blast ETH Classic at that point, because, you know, I at least had enough wherewithal to, don't worry, I top blasted Hedera right after that.
Don't worry.
Don't worry. I lost money somewhere else. So then basically I was like, the knee jerk there was, okay, I need to follow someone smarter than me. So I like found an influencer who showed me HBAR, and then I top blasted it and lost a bunch of money on that one. Yeah. And then here we are, you know, and now I do okay, but like, you know, mostly I lost a bunch of money in the beginning.
Wait. I didn't know you bought the top of HBAR?
Oh, yeah.
It's
when
the
it
perfect
went,
time to
I'd have to
buy.
look at the chart and see like what the
Someone has to
numbers
do it.
were, but
Yeah.
We've all been there.
I'm not picking on you for it. I just am surprised because I haven't caught or noted that part of your crypto lore, and I.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah. I can. Well, because that was also the same time.
I think
when
less
was
of you as a man now. No, I'm kidding.
Well, here, I'll make it worse, because the other thing that I top blasted at that same point was VeChain.
Oh man.
Loser.
Listen, man.
Oh, and also EOS. I top blasted the shit out of EOS.
Oh man, I just got to gwump him.
Oh yeah. You remember Neo? I remember my first crypto event I ever went to was the Neo guys came to MIT, and I went to go like meet them and listen to them talk and stuff. And I was like, oh, Neo.
Oh yeah.
I want to come to this question real quick, Will. If you have a story, don't let me like derail it too far, but I want to say this out loud before it goes from the chat, which is how do you research a project?
I bought it right here. And I sold it right here.
Beautiful.
I nailed it.
Oh, that's nailing it. I agree.
Nailed it. Yeah.
You can't even plan that timing. That's brilliant.
No, the only thing I can say is I didn't buy this one and sell this one. I was rinsed fully.
It wasn't as bad as it could have been.
In this moment right here. And oh my God, you guys should have seen me at that point. I thought I was a genius. I was like, oh my God, I'm about to retire right now.
Will, do you have a story to share about crazy times in crypto, or do you want to take this question? I defer to you.
I have like two different stories that first immediately came to mind. They're very different. One is similar to Alex in 2017. I got in. It was Ethereum that got me really excited. I invested every dollar I could, and then I started dividing. I started making some profits because I was early enough, and then I started dividing into a whole bunch of altcoins, and I had like 35 altcoins or something. Now, one of those coins happened to be Engine Coin.
Oh, that's another good one. That
was like the first Web3 gaming game. I bought it at 2 cents, 2.2 cents to be exact.
Oh, nice.
And I invested like all the money I could. I had at the time, I was like 22, 20, I was like 22, 23, whatever it was. And
2 cents, Jesus.
I had like $8,000 or $9,000 invested in the market because it was all the pennies I had that I could spare and still eat and do rent. And it went up to $112,000. And I was like, I'm just rich. I'm so good at this. And it's going to go up for forever. And that 112,000 was the height. And then it just fell. And I had a few coins that I still own in a wallet that like don't exist anymore. Like they're gone. Publicly is one where it's like, we're going to put books on the blockchain. And I was like, ooh, it's a library. That sounds good. And I was like, why? And then what happened is my $8,000 or $9,000 investment that was at $112,000, $114,000 then went down to a $3,000 investment, $3,000, $4,000. But I still really believed in Engine Coin. I sold I just got rid of a whole bunch of stuff, but I kept the Ethereum that I was buying. I kept the Engine coin, ended up buying Bitcoin. That bear market, the first Bitcoin I bought was about like $15,000 is the first Bitcoin that I bought. And then here's the thing. I did not sell that Engine coin because I believed in Web3 gaming. I believed in what Engine coin was doing. And it ended up giving me my first 100x in the next cycle. Nothing else that I previously owned did anything, but it went from the 2.2 cents that I bought, and it went back down to 2.2 cents, and I bought more of it. And then it went up to about $2.50, and I sold. And that was my first 100x, and that was great. I've 100x'd twice. The other one was PopCat.
I remember that one.
Yeah. I got into that in 2023. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was awesome. And then I've had a couple like 20, 30, 40x's. That was Aerodrome last cycle, and then the other one was like Morpho and a few others. But,
well, Will, not to tempt you, but Engine's almost back down to 2 cents.
I think I'm good this time around.
No, dude, it's gonna do it again. Look at that chart.
I trust Alex.
Trust me, bro.
Did you see that jump
just
down?
Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust Alex.
And then the other story is my first ever influencer party was the cringiest thing you could ever imagine, because I was at Bitcoin Nashville. And I was there with all the typical crypto TikTok faces you could imagine. There's a picture out there on the internet. It's me with Lucas, with Josh Jake. I'm there with I think Crypto Mason was there.
Hi.
A whole bunch of
Haley.
people.
Bunch
One
of
dude,
shithead
Crypto
grifters.
Kaylee was there. And one person who was like, yeah, the best financial investment I ever made was getting arrested by the CIA for hacking them. And then I couldn't sell my Bitcoin, and I got out of jail like 4 or 5 years later, and I had so much money. And I was like,
I'll take things that didn't happen for 400, Alex.
I don't know if I should be talking to you. It's like, I think I'm getting on a list. And then I left the party early, and there was one guy I was with, and God, I forget his name. He was a good guy, but we were just there with each other like, dude, these people, like, what's happening here? And then I left. But I'm glad I left when I did, because then I woke up the next day to like a TikTok or a video of like all of them like in a hot tub together, just like getting really high and they're all like drunk and high, like shirtless with each other. And there was some weird stuff going on there too. I won't go into it, but there was like before I left, there was like some weird stuff happening. I was just like, this is like, why is everyone so horny? Like, what is happening at this
What
place?
happens during a bull market stays during the bull market. Can't talk outside of it.
Yeah, I can tell you that
I gotta get out of
at
here.
the time that Will was living this particular life, Evan and I were keeping an eye on him because I was like vetting him as a potential partner to join this whole enterprise. And then in the midst of my like vetting him, he went to that party and was like, it's now or never. He's either lost forever or I'm making my move. And that is what prompted me to be like, hey, how do you feel about that thing you just went to? There is a wrong answer.
Wow.
And I was like, I left it early. Shit was weird.
And that was 3 years ago?
Yeah, but whenever Bitcoin Nashville was, so yeah. God, that was 3 years ago? That feels wrong.
Yeah, it seems like longer than that and shorter than that all at once. I feel like we've been doing this forever in a good way.
Yeah.
And you know what, guys? Me too. With you guys forever.
Yeah. Oh, another story.
Under that desk forever at the airport. Forever.
Under the charging station.
I'm a diamond hand mutant ape holder, by the way. Never sold. That 22 Ethereum's totally coming back.
Don't worry, buddy. It's coming back.
Don't you worry. It's coming back to me, baby.
Bearded says that he needs to give a ding for Viv for holding her own with us, being a good sport, being in the airport. Yeah, the tolerance you must have for hard concrete, barely coated with a little thin dusting of carpet. It's admirable. So thank you.
I feel at home. I got people sitting on the floor around me. It's all very cozy.
It's like the airport commune. Yeah.
Like
okay.
totally. Yeah.
Amazing. 2 questions. One, Will, did you see Violetta? I assume he means Violetta Cerrone perform at Bitcoin Nashville.
I don't even know who that is.
She's a strings instrumentalist. I believe she plays violin most notably, and I think she also plays the cello. Somebody double check me. She did NFT music back in the day. She was very cool, artsy, neat.
No.
Okay. And Alex, did I rug you? It sounded like you were going to answer maybe just one quick research question because it is about that time.
Oh, no, it's a really good Aztec was asking just about like, how has my research process evolved from the time when all I was doing was top blasting YouTubers picks That you guys remember that time when like the video that came out every week and then on the first of every month was like, which altcoins am I buying this month? This is why I feel so strong about what I do now, because at that point in my crypto journey, when I was like, wet behind the ears in this whole thing, I would watch that video and then I would go buy all those things. And I was just like, one of these months, it's got to work, right? Like law of probably, it's going to have to work out eventually. It never did. Yeah, never. Don't come for me. Never did. And every single one of those tokens now is like gone and done.
So how has your research changed?
Well, and then that was my fault. Like, I feel like that's probably a question we could do on a future show. We could do it tomorrow morning. It's a longer than a final thoughts kind of answer. The whole like, what is the research process? Because to be very honest with you, like it has changed dramatically. And even like from doing good research last year, the year before that, it changes consistently. Now you have so many other things to consider that it's a constantly evolving landscape of like things to be aware of. Legitimate utility used to sell in the 2017 to 21 time period, and now who cares? And then for a brief minute in time, revenue really mattered, and now revenue's a liability. So like now it's all about who's making revenue and turning it into a token buyback kind of thing. Like that's what matters. So it's just a lot to keep track of, but we can go more into it.
So tomorrow, that'll be Thursday. Closing out a week of Rise Up morning shows. If you don't know, we are live 4 times a week, Monday through Thursday, in the morning or now, wherever you are, whenever you listen, on all the platforms. You can find the schedule at rumshq.com. And when you go there, let me just say, you will find so much more. If you want to get connected with us, you want to ask us or our friends a question, you need a second opinion, you're not sure how to do your own crypto research, you don't know anyone else who actually uses crypto, then I want you to go to rumshq.com. You can find all our socials here to see content in a format that'll work for you.
Wait,
we'll
Evan,
explain it, won't you? What?
What's that top button say?
Oh, dude. This, my friend, is the purple wallet pre-order button. Not only is everybody in the airport pre-ordering these, but we've got our very own. Tell them what we're talking about, that purple co-branded Arculus Wallet. Can you believe it? It's real. Show the people. Do you have it?
Oh, of course I do.
Oh my gosh.
So pretty.
We got the actual pre-production proof from Arculus. It's I got to get a light I'm like holding it beyond where my key lights are, but
I got to get a wallet.
It's like I'll mail it to you after I make sure that I have it set up
my
properly.
way with it. Yeah, sure.
But no, it came out so good. So Viv, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Arculus, but they have what I think is my personal favorite cold storage device, and they do various printings or whatever. And one of the first things that we asked them after we started working with them was like, what are we going to have to do to get one branded after the show? And so it was a labor of love. Huge shout out to Tori for doing all sorts of legwork to make this thing happen, and tons of back and forth. But like, we finally have this thing in our hands now, and it's a super limited like sprint run, because to be very honest with you, just in case it didn't sell, I have to buy all of them myself.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah,
I don't have it like that. So pre-order them.
We don't make any money off of this. We just recoup the money we spent. So please buy them.
Oh no! Even if we sell every single one of these,
labor of love, dude.
Yeah, even if we sell them all, we don't make money.
But it's so cool that like I don't care. Yeah, that's the behind the scenes business, pro business tip right there.
Bearded said we need a QR code, so maybe while you're doing final thoughts, I'll find one. And I would really like you, before I do points, to address this very valid criticism from Invest to Drew on TikTok. Hey, Drew, thanks for being here. He said Tangem is the only wallet worth using. I lost $5 million. Never again. Couldn't touch your wallet as much as you could pay me. Can you clarify whose wallet this is? And then can we all just say, like, Drew, I totally get it, and I am really, I'm really, really so sorry to hear about your loss, man. That's killer.
Yeah, no, it's a good question, because I don't want the takeaway to be that we made one. That would be
we did not make one.
No,
and diabolical.
Yeah.
No, we basically just got a skin added to a very consistently reliable and very secure hardware wallet that already exists from a company called Arculus, owned by a bigger company called CompoSecure. They manufacture the tech that makes American Express cards work. Coinbase used them for the Bitcoin card. If you turn that card over, it says powered by Arculus on the back. The MetaMask card, any metal credit card that has that, chip.
American Express, MasterCard, Visa, it's
all made by CompoSecure. And then they have a subdivision called Arculus that makes a crypto hardware wallet. So, big difference. Obviously, your American Express card's not a hardware wallet, but we have a great episode. Evan, do you know the episode number with Adam off the top of your head?
We have several episodes with Dr. Adam Lowe, and I know Bearded can help me with a fact check, but if you search Adam Lowe Arculus, you can find it for sure, especially if you add Rise Up to the search. And don't take our word for it. Check them out at getarculus.com and at This Is Arculus on all socials. The thing I like about them, why I choose to use them, why we wanted to partner with them instead of Tangem, and we have lots of good friends at Tangem. I don't think they're a bad company. I think it's about what wallet is right for you, but I prefer self-custody by default always. Tangem's approach to assisted self-custody might be best for some people. It's not what I prefer. And I don't think it's the best way to default people. Personally, because it's relying on somebody else. And if you're trying to learn if you're trying to learn crypto, you should at least know that self-custody is an option, because it's the freest money or any piece of digital information has ever been. And you deserve to experience that if you want to. So check it out. Your wallet won't come unsealed like the one Alex is mailing me. It's going to come in a great Arculus package.
Yep.
Sealed in plastic. There's no seed phrase loaded on the card. That's not how it works. We have lots of resources explaining how it works. We would love
this is
for
literally
you to
just to make sure that the print looks good and the colors are right and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and we love our friends at Arculus. They're great. They would love to hear from you. If you have a concern, a criticism, they want to hear it. They're interested in making the best secure devices in the world. And honestly, they're killing it. So, shout out Arculus. It's that time, guys. It's that time. We have got to do some distributing of the points, and then we have got to do final thoughts. Literally riding a plane out of here, one-upping us on our dogs, ponies, cats, and cows. Viv, I will come to you first for final thoughts after I announce the points as they stand.
Brace yourselves.
In last place, with one, it's cows. And also weird stuff happening at parties.
Just in general? Okay.
Yeah, EOS also has one Gwump joining them at the end. So sorry, folks. Play again next time.
For everybody in podcast land, the look on Viv's face when cows lost the game was not, she didn't gloat. It was just like a yes, as it should be. Exactly where they belong, in dead last.
The true order of things has been restored. On
Nature
the board
is healing.
Tonight with 1 point each, we have got Ticker Butt. We have got Long Beef and Butter. We have got Jeff Rascal for his People at Planet Fitness joke. We've got Jess Inskip. We've got Disrupting the Global Money System. Gala for the laughs. Boys Club, Solum, TBPN, $60,000 Get Rich Quicksters being left in the past. Magic, Ricky, Seavish, and Crypto Castle and Night Driving. Thank you for playing. Also, Coppola, Decentralized Pictures. Lots of people on the board tonight. Assholes on a Bike. Sorry, I forgot to mention them. They also got a Gwump.
This is the most prolific distribution of points that I think
the
we've
most
ever
decentralized.
awarded.
Very eclectic.
And you know what?
Quite
With
a
two,
bunch.
check this out. With 2 points, we've got Bearded, the Chief Fact Checked Officer.
That checks out.
And with 3 points, you've got me,
Correct.
the best to ever do it. And then in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, true third place. I thought I was third. It's actually Will Watson with 7 points. Alex had 8 legitimate points and 1 Gwump, and then was awarded 1,000,000 points for Bearded. So we're going to have to debate over that. But if he is found faulty, then our champion tonight is Viv with 10 points. Congratulations. You won.
Wow.
This
What
week
an
you're the
honor.
best.
That is better than an Oscar-winning moment, you guys. This is what I come here for. You know.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what the award, what's the crown achievement award in the world of comedy. I genuinely don't know.
Probably like winning an Emmy for like your work on a sitcom.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to Emmy, this is like better.
Yeah, Emmy plus 10. yeah, totally.
Right.
I'm writing that down for our testimonials, like winning an Emmy plus 10.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, go on the show. It's like winning an Emmy, but better.
Yeah. It's like winning an Emmy and then having Matt Damon present the Emmy to you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Ripple, in order to achieve another one of these types of deals in the past, has donated $25 million. Honestly, shout out to Ripple. They donated $25 million to Teach America. That went into like school education and teacher related nonprofits. And so I would imagine, I couldn't find any confirmation of this one in particular, but I would imagine that this particular spokespersonmanship with Mr. Damon probably comes with a hefty contribution from Ripple to clean water initiatives through. So honestly, that's a straight ding. Good for them.
Hey man, in this economy, I'd take 25 mil too. So
yeah.
Mr. Matt, we're on board.
No shade.
People sometimes accuse us of like taking money from folks in the crypto industry to talk bad about Ripple, but I want to be clear. If Ripple is going to pay us $25 million,
so you're telling me there's a chance?
I'll say just about anything with a smile on my face.
And I will yet again solicit the audience. If you know of how to get paid to shit talk XRP, please hook me up, because I've been doing it for free for years. And if I can get paid, I mean, Evan, you got to get rid of that thing.
No, it's perfect.
You gotta get rid of it.
Solana will pay you to shit talk XRP, no?
I'll ask.
Yeah, to our friends at the Solana Foundation.
They're modern people. They understand the art of shit talk.
Modern. Viv, have you got a final thought for the folks tonight?
Yeah, my final thought is what a joy that crypto still brings such fun, wild creatures together for a solid 2-hour hang. And thank you guys so much for having me on. And just really so much fun. And though this industry is so frustrating at times and so insane at others, it does bring good people who are trying to just make cool things. And that's always, really important to be reminded of.
She is at Viv Ford on Instagram. She is at Viv Ford on X. She is on TikTok. She's at vivford.com. She's everywhere. And we really appreciate you. Thank you for being here tonight, my friend. Alex, Will, have you got a final thought? Alex, I'm going to come to you first because you're just getting lucky tonight, man. What you got for me?
Well, to wrap up, what was literally 7 hours live today, which is quite a thing. All I'll say is one more plug for the community and a reminder for Premium that if you want a free report from me from the DeFi Llama AI, which is excellent, then let me know. And apparently now, if you want an interconnected Arkham-style bubble map interactive module of how corrupt and convoluted any industry of your choice is, let me know. And then in response to Magic's question,
expand to families. Do family trees too.
Ooh.
Just keep going.
You know what? I can start with the Murdoch, because I flew on that case with the boat accident. I was one of the responders to that case from the air. So that's a convoluted web of nonsense. That would make a great bubble map. But no, and if you want to learn how to make your own, then another reason to join the community, because I'll throw something on the calendar to do like an AI type workshop kind of thing.
Yes, and if you need to see it, he's talking about the links you can find at the link in our bio, wherever you are, whenever you listen. It's rumshq.com. You can find the links to pre-order the purple wallet there. You can find the link to join the free Rise Up community chat there. Great place to ask a question, meet somebody else who uses crypto. Nobody's going to sell you a junky token. We've also got the premium membership trial. I'm telling you what, if you are like serious about trying to build in the industry, you just want to hang out with us like more. It's hard for us to do more than these shows every week, and more than like we travel, we do stuff, but we want to bring you along, and we want to make time to sit down with people who have serious questions for us. Like, if that's you, it's worth it in the sense that you can rob us for 10 days try this totally for free. Come hang out with me, Alex, Will, in like the office hours, not on a broadcast where you can ask any question you want. You know, how do I connect my wallet to this, to that? Is this website safe? Or what's a swing trade? You know what I mean? Like whatever you need to ask, we're there for you. It's just $30 a month. And we're raising our prices at the end of the summer because it's insanely valuable and we want to protect it. We don't want it to be overrun. Not that anybody in there is a burden. You're all keeping your rate. We want you to stay, but we also want to make sure that we protect the culture and scale it well and can give attention and help to people who are there. Everybody can get help in the community. Always in the comments here. Always. We've got so many shows for you that we want you to come to. So many places for you to find our content. If you want to understand crypto better, use it safely, confidently, we want you to ask us. That is my final thought. And Will, I'm going to gladly pass it over to you, Mr. Cats and Cows himself. Have you got a final thought or something else for the audience tonight?
Short butter, long beef. That's what I have to say. No, also in the premium group, I did include a PDF that included research on potential burn factor of the cards token, which is the token for Collector Crypt, which over the past hour and 10 minutes while we've been on the show, is up 19.5%.
Jesus.
Yeah! In the past hour and 10 minutes. Fun fact, their token burn is rather aggressive. They're making a lot of money. And I'm just like looking at it and being like, is this going to be a hyperliquid where I'm like, I should just buy some. Then like just keeps going higher, or really it's a hyperliquid where I just never buy it and I just watch it go to Valhalla and go like, yeah, I talked about that a long time ago.
Is it too late to get in? Yeah, it's now a good time to buy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that could have been another 100x. Yeah, well, say love you.
Okay, wait. Two things real quick. I'm gonna rug. Bucko says if I long butter, I'll have to poof, and that's officially my favorite comment of the evening. But I also just wanted to let Will know, out of fairness, that Boosh said they're taking the butter short advice literally, and if it doesn't work out, they're gonna sue. And I said, as they should.
Yeah. Okay. Good luck.
Yep. Godspeed.
Viv Bearded says, good luck with traffic. I want to say thank you for joining us one more time from the airport. That's the most epic guest set we've ever had.
Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it so much. What if this was just a green screen? What if I was just like home the whole time?
It was paid actors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, gotta seem like I'm busy, booked and blessed. That's it.
Blessed.
Hashtag booked and blessed. Oh my gosh.
That arm that just went over your head to plug in a charger was a paid actor for sure.
For sure. Yeah. Well, you guys can take 5 soon. Don't worry. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, travel safe, Viv. Come back and hang out with us again. We would love to see you. And of course, we would love to see you tomorrow live on the morning show or wherever you are, whenever you listen. We hope your candles are green and we hope you'll join us on a future episode and in the community. Thank you. We mean it for being the very best part of what we do. Until next time, everybody, stay safe, be well. My friends, rise up.